Right, guys, we are back online. Massive apologies. We're having some technical difficulties inside. We are blaming Facebook again. Facebook are probably blaming us, but we do apologize. Right, so listen, we are back. The episode for today, again, let me get my order right. I'm going to introduce the people inside. To my right,
Mr. D.
Yeah, the Pan-Jamaican G-Banks.
Oh, sorry, man. It's the Pan-African doing it.
yeah, let's have it right.
Yeah.
Yes, Rakes.
Man like Hulk.
Man like Clark.
Oh my gosh. That was some processed cheese, right? Listen, the topic for today is numbers. How many previous sexual partners have you had? Yeah.
Why do you put that on me?
No, but listen, if you was looking at it, you was looking hard. You know what I'm saying? If you want to answer the question, then put it out there. It's all good, isn't it?
Anyway, continue.
Yeah, right. How many previous sexual partners have you had? Does it matter? Yeah. Does it change the opinion you have of that person? And I suppose, what number is too much?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, let me kind of throw that one in there. Yeah, but listen, we've got to twist things up. Yeah, we're on the second one now. Let's switch it up.
Let's keep it 100. Okay, first of all, I'm not going to say a number that I think is too much. What I am going to say is all you women that have done a lot of hoism in your time, and you know who you are. Sorry, I'm throwing it out there. I've just got to keep it real.
Okay, man.
You know who you are, right? Lie till you die. That's what I'm no matter what he says about, oh, it doesn't matter whatever numbers you go with, it matters. And the fact is, you know if you've had too many guys in your past, you know if you can't remember all their names. So what I'm telling you is just lie. Lie.
Listen.
Because I think hosts deserve love too. And they ain't gonna get love if they go on numbers.
Like you can lie, yeah, but eventually that shit will come out. It always comes out. And from the time you lied to me, and then I find out you're a hoe, fuck.
So hold on. Are you suggesting that women that have been misfortunate, unlucky in love, say, are hoes?
Listen, unlucky in love is
having a heartbreak.
6.
Yeah.
When you tell me about 30,
6.
When you tell me about
34. You expect a woman to accept women.
When you tell me about 30, yeah, 30 isn't unlucky in love.
Alright.
30 is you're loose.
Okay, are you saying to me that your woman, you just mentioned number 6?
Listen, I was just using a roundabout.
Well, that's not a very realistic number. So for me,
What's your number? What's an acceptable number by the age of 30?
34.
Right? 34?
No,
Oh, right.
No,
34 number.
No.
What's an acceptable?
Right, so an acceptable number. I don't know. I don't really want to hear past. I don't know, boy.
Just say it.
Say the number, man.
Say the number.
You're not.
What number would shock you?
You have to meet a woman.
If you was meeting a woman, and how much if she said like, all right, I've had 50 partners.
50, no, for me that's way gone below. For me, if you start passing 20, we've got a problem. If we start passing 20,
20's high. 20's high, bro.
If you start passing 20, we've got a
20 is
problem.
high.
Listen,
my worst nightmare
20
is being with.
34.
My worst nightmare is being with my woman in a public vicinity, and
Someone rolls up on you.
there's a dude like who I might know, or she's pointing out, and she's saying, he's my ex. And then another dude rolls along, and she's like, oh yeah, him as well, also. Like that's I don't want to hear. I'm not trying to hear that at all. What I'm simply saying is like, keep your numbers low, or I don't want to know.
Hey, listen, man, round that. Listen, I need to take it to the comments, yeah, because there's quite a few going through. Right, Jay is saying G came off that plane with some brute strength today. Yeah,
I'm tired, you know.
Right. Benita Louisa said, why is it okay for a man to have a promiscuous past but not a woman? And you know what? If I'm gonna be honest, I personally think that is a whole stream within itself. That's some
real quick. Okay, simple as this. There was an old wise man once said, he said, a key that can open any lock is a master key. But a lock that can be opened by any key is a useless lock.
Big in the game. Boy, I love that.
Alright, listen, what type of lock have you got, girl? Hey, listen, let me go back in.
I love that.
Emma is actually saying, but how many is too many? So we're going to come back to Dwayne. He's going to answer that question soon. Dion is saying, I always ask a question and will tell if I am asked. And for me, it's about trust and full disclosure. All right. Does that sound like a person whose numbers are high? Listen, not my business, but I'm just putting it out there. Corey has said, I stated previously, databases are key. You don't need to tell me what you have done in your past, but you definitely need to let me know if your past is going to bump into me.
Right.
Yeah.
Can I touch on that?
Well, can we
Yeah.
I've been in a situation there where we've been with my friend. We've been out in Bromley. We're just rolling, and with a girl, not my girl, and a guy has just rolled up on us, yeah, and said to the girl, "Are you still being fucked?" Do you know how nuts that was? Like,
Well, hold on. So he just what?
Do you know how nuts that is?
No, please.
Forget about the girl for a second. The guy can show a dickhead, bro.
Listen, the guy rolled up on her, yeah.
They were young though.
They were very young, and he rolled up on her and he said to her, "Are you still being fucked?" Or something along those lines.
It was that.
It was that, yeah. Rolled up on her and said, "Are you still being fucked?" Don't get it twisted. The relationship ended very shortly after. But for me, I wasn't with her. Just clear that up.
Neither was I.
But at the same time, for me, for a man to be able to roll up on a female and say that, there's a serious problem. Your number shouldn't be to a point where a man can do them kind of things. Yeah. Like, you've got to respect yourself. And if you can't respect yourself, then no man ain't going to respect you at all, under no circumstances. Like, a man will take yards if you give him an inch and allow him to do so.
Yeah, true. And if you've ever been in a rave and you've been in there and you've seen more than I say 3 guys that you've been with at once,
guess what?
I'm not saying.
I'll say it. Guess what? You have got a problem. Why are you in a rave and there's 3 or 4 dudes that you beat? You got a problem.
Does that mean they're whole?
Yeah.
Oh,
what are you doing in the club?
No.
What? Come on, D.
Hold on.
4 dudes in one club.
I'm with you.
Hold on. But suppose she slept with, I don't know, in her entirety, 8 guys. And there's 4 of those guys
unlucky as fuck.
in a rave.
That's unlucky as
That's what I'm
fuck.
saying.
Then she's lying to you about her numbers.
I need to come back to one issue, and I've got to agree with this one. Benita has actually said, you guys are talking about the man disrespecting the woman basically sleeping with so many men, and this guy's just come up to her. What about the disrespect of the man actually coming up to this girl? But you was there.
Well, you ain't disrespecting me because it ain't my wife.
Oh, so
he didn't know that. He didn't know that. That's
so you just stand down if a woman's being disrespected?
That was a disrespect.
It was disrespect.
No, hold on.
Why are you zooming in?
No. You just said you stand down because it weren't your wife, so you would just stand there and watch a woman be disrespected.
Was she not your friend?
No, I knew her.
Would you stand down and let a woman be disrespected?
Like, obviously he rolled up on her and
Would you stand down?
Craig come out my face. Like, he obviously rolled up on her and said what he needed to do. It isn't my wife. It's not my place to defend her.
She's with you.
She's not with me. She's with her partner.
She's with you on the road.
No, she's with her partner.
Okay, so that's even worse. With you and her partner.
So it's for her partner to step up and defend. It ain't my job. Yeah, that ain't my job. So let's get past that. At the end of the day, yeah, he said what he needed to say to the girl. But for me, I don't care because it ain't my girl. But at the same time, you shouldn't be in that position. You just shouldn't be in that position.
No, I think, for one, it wasn't Dee's place to defend her.
No, of course it ain't.
It was the partner's position to defend her. But we have to take accountability for ourselves. If you're putting yourself in a position where you're allowing somebody to come and disrespect you like that, and that's not sugarcoated, and I'm not saying that what the guy did was cool or condoning it. But if you're allowing yourself to be, for a man to come up and speak to you and disrespect you in that manner, then
you got yourself to blame.
It is what it is.
Yeah, but at the same time, I'm just going to be real, yeah? That can't happen in my presence. I'm sorry, yeah? And I'm not trying to say I'm He-Man or nothing like that. But if someone's going to come and disrespect a person that I'm with and I call a friend, I'm not having that. I'm not having that. I don't care if it's my wife, my friend, cousin, whatever. I'm not having that.
But maybe, I weren't there and I know who it was. Right? So maybe it was that she was just that much of a hoe that he thought, well, these two don't really care. They're probably using her the same way that I was.
It doesn't matter what he thought, but he still came to you and said it.
But what I'm saying is, like he the way he saw it was, we're all on this, like him and the guys that were with her are all on the same level.
It's 2 guys with her.
There's no respect for her. So as far as he was concerned,
it's 2 guys.
They'll understand where I'm coming from.
Right. Listen, we are coming off topic, to be fair, and we need to kind of put it back on. right? So listen, what I actually want to ask is, everyone's actually said about numbers and if your numbers are too high, and there's a few things in the comments talking about Darren's little rhyme there. I can't say it back because my memory's bad. Yeah, but it had something to do with too much women, then you got to go, or something on those lines.
If you're keeping numbers lower, don't let me know.
Right, cool. So my thing is, if you saw potentially the women of your dreams, I'm maybe linking this to the last topic, yeah? She, literally, everything adds up, yeah? She dresses dope. She looks amazing, yeah? She's got banter, good feet and shoes, yeah? Like, everything's on point. But then she tells you she's had about 49 man run up.
Woo!
I don't want to say run up in, because that's a bit disrespectful, but she's had 49 man, you know, past the goal sign and collected what he needed to.
I feel sorry for her because we could be 34 and she could have done that pre-21. But
that's a lot, guys.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. I'm not interested.
That's why I said lie till you die, hoes. Lie till you die.
So and we need to come back as well.
But,
G, you need to clarify what number and above makes you a hoe.
To be honest with you, okay, I can't say this because I haven't discriminated in the past. No, you know what it is? It's not that I haven't discriminated in the past. Like, I've fallen for girls that have had high numbers before, or I've had suspicions they've had high numbers, but I just haven't asked because I'm one of those people that believe in ignorance can be bliss. Like, as long as you've given me a checkout and I can see a certificate that all is okay, then we can figure something out. I've tried that in the past. It doesn't stick, but you know, it's happened for a while. So yeah, I admit that. But I'd say about 20 and up. Sorry.
I want to touch on what G said. I don't think it's fair to label girls hoes just because they've had high numbers. Some women have been, they're very naive. And they go into relationship after relationship after relationship, and they think they're onto something, and they end up going through 6, 7, 8, 9 relationships inside 2 years, and then they get labelled a hoe because they've got so many numbers. But at the same time, for me, I just think that they're naive, and it's simply a matter of fact of they're not protecting themselves a bit better. I don't think it's fair to call them hoes.
I think in terms of numbers and stuff, I wouldn't give a number that makes you a hoe, because I think that's unfair. And I think also, like, a lot of us have slept with more women than what we would want our woman to have slept with guys.
Yeah.
So I think throwing out that label hoe is unfair. But what I would say is that there is a number that you wouldn't want to wifey. I'm gonna put that number at 12, simply because 12, yeah, because I wouldn't want, even 12 is
how old are you?
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I like those numbers, Nick.
I think 12 is a fair number. I expect the woman that I'm with to have been in a couple of relationships, so that would have taken up a good few years of her life. And outside of that, she should be focused on herself. Yeah. Having, maybe not recycle, and lots of girls do this, recycle, just keep their numbers low. But then they're also going to be dickheads, so they keep going back to the same guy. So we can't have it both ways as men. We can't have wanting a woman that's not a dickhead going back to the same guy, but also wanting her numbers to be low.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right. I kind of agree with that. And I always say, like, everybody's gonna have their promiscuous years. Everyone's gonna have their promiscuous
3 years.
Yeah?
Every woman has 3 years.
Where obviously they're not in a long-term relationship, or even if they are in a long-term relationship, they're doing what they're doing. Yeah. I think people, we have to allow for that. It's unrealistic to say that's not going to happen. All right. 12. I don't know if I'm 34. So if I'm saying, like, a woman my age has got to be 34, well, it's going to have 12 partners in 34 years. I think that's too low. Yeah, that's a bit low. That's a bit low. I would say. Yeah, I would say about 15, 16. I would say about 15.
It's about
but extra four men
is a big number. It's
a difference. Now, what I would say is, I would like G shouting out hoes and rare. Like, I don't think necessarily having high numbers makes you a hoe.
What does it make you then?
I don't think it makes you
silly.
A hoe because not well, yeah, it could make you silly, but not every.
You're miserable today.
Not every.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to be miserable.
Not every circumstance where a woman has slept with a certain amount of numbers makes her a hoe. Like D said, she could be naive. She could be touching back to one of the previous weeks, she could be emotionally damaged. Do you know what I mean? Where she's attracted.
I think and she could have been.
All right, listen. I just want to start someone there as well. I'm going to give my personal opinion, and I don't obviously do this often, but yeah, I know it's crazy. I'm coming off the fence, guys. But I disagree. I think I disagree with most of you guys. I just think, this whole thing, and like, people mature, people change. I know a lot of people have made a lot of mistakes, and they've messed up, and then they fix themselves. Once you kind of step to me, it is about how you are with me whilst we are in that relationship. Your past don't matter. And to be honest, it doesn't. It doesn't matter. Let me finish my point. Because sometimes I will ask questions like I do to my child for things I know the answer to, and sometimes I know that they're going to lie to me about it anyway. So what's the point?
Listen,
does it matter?
Lie till you die.
1 second. For you to say your past doesn't matter is a lie. It's unrealistic. Yeah? Okay. Because it depends on what's happening into your past. If your past is coming up to bite you in the face, yeah, then you can't say that your past doesn't matter. If you're with your woman and you've got guys from her past who are coming and speaking to her, who to her.
I get that, but we're talking numbers.
No.
Numbers don't really matter. Your previous partner, if somebody's going to...
Let me finish. It does matter, because if you slept with a high amount of numbers, yeah, then it's more likely that you're going to have men coming up to your missus and blah blah blah. Do you know what I mean?
So if she had high numbers and you moved to Wales, yeah, then you'll be cool with it.
Yeah, of course. I'm more likely to be cool with it. Yes.
No way.
So it's about locals. No. Listen, I need to take it to the comments, guys. I really do. I really do, because I'm missing out on something. I know, but if I don't read these comments out, I'm going to lose them.
Keep them involved.
I'm going to lose them. All right. Right. Corey has said. In fact, no. I'm going to go to Danielle. She said, "You guys are real immature, though." Yeah. She said, Tan has said, "You grown-ass men are acting real young." Wow. All right. Okay. Tracy has said, "As grown-ass men, in inverted commas, should you be fixating on the same things you thought about as in your 20s? As you grow older, shouldn't the things that matter in a relationship change?" Listen, if I could clap my hands right now, I would clap. Yeah, but I would be alone. But Tracy, yeah, big up, high fives, yeah, through the brain. I need to just finish a couple more. Christopher said, "I don't think there's a number issue. I think if they learn from that, it's great. A woman could be with 2 guys, then be in a relationship and wish she did be with more men and then cheat." That's a good point. So basically, she's almost like saying if you don't kind of sow your royal oats, then it could come back and sting you. And the last one that I will read out is from Emma. "Why would you expect this woman with low numbers to want to settle with you with an alleged high numbers? What makes you such a catch?"
Because women don't care as much.
Is that what? Are you telling them that?
No. In my opinion, women don't care as much about the numbers as guys do. If you tell a girl that you've slept with, I haven't slept with this many women. 50, 60 if you say you've slept with 100 women, well, actually maybe not 100. If you say you've slept with 50 women, I genuinely think they don't care.
Nah, I disagree. Men can be classed as scumbags. That's the truth.
They can be.
Really and truly, like I lied. I was lying.
You lied?
Of course I lied. I waited until my wife was in love with me before I told her.
And everyone's she was in love with me, and that's all. Just what I'm saying. You don't have to lie to your dad. Wait till they're in love. That's it, and then tell them the truth, because then they're more open.
It's too late, bro.
It's too late.
I'm going to disagree with that completely. I'm very open from the start, even if it's not positive feedback. I'm very open, and then at least you can take me for what I am. Like, I don't want you taking me for something false. What I will say, in terms of what you're saying about the past history and all that shouldn't matter, I don't care. Yeah. If I apply for a job, I've got to say, have I got convictions? Why? Because it matters. Yeah? So don't tell me about that shouldn't care. That shouldn't matter, because it does matter. I'm sorry.
I'm sure after a certain amount of time, your convictions are wiped as well. So can your wholeness be wiped out? I don't know. So what? Once a hoe, always a hoe? Is that what we're saying?
No, I'm not saying always a hoe. But
or once promiscuous, always that. Come on, man.
Listen, it can. The wholeness can be wiped out. If you're with somebody,
your wholeness can be deleted.
Let him finish his point, guys.
Hold on. Your wholeness can be wiped out, but it's about whether you're going to give that person the chance to wipe it out. If you're with somebody and they prove themselves to you, but me personally, I'm not going to be giving the woman that chance if I know she slept with a certain amount of people because I'm not gonna feel comfortable with that.
But isn't that just ignorance on your part? You could be losing the potential love of your life.
I don't think it's ignorance. It's knowing how I am. It's knowing me as a person. If I'm not comfortable with that,
it's ignorance.
But for me, you can't delete wholeness. That's bullshit, man. Like if you was
stop using this term.
No, I'm not using the term. It is what it is. If you was a hoe in your day, I've already stated that
high numbers
doesn't make you a hoe. I've already stated that. Yeah? So if you was actually a hoe, you can't delete it.
No. Sorry.
All right, let me put it into context because that might have been. Let's drop the whole business. Yeah, we're talking about a woman with high numbers in her past. Yeah, can it get to a point where obviously it's not deleted because you can't wipe your record? Exactly. I get that. But can it get to a point where it does not matter anymore?
Yes, you can.
They're in love. We're saying that, but can we also ask a question? Because I don't know if anyone has actually said, do women actually care about men's numbers?
Well, it's funny you asked me that, Marlon, because I can go to the stream right now. And
I like that.
Right. So we have got from 1, 2, 3. Yes, we care. Yeah. Okay. And that is from 3 different women have said, yes, we do care.
So what number?
And in fact, Corey has said, who's obviously a male, has said that he thinks women actually care more.
So when a woman decides that a man's number's too high, at what point do you think? Ooh.
Yeah, what's a high number for a man? Although we say that we can have one number and women can have one number, I also think that women feel the same. I think that if my number is higher than a woman's, she's not gonna think, oh no, it's higher than mine. Like they don't care that much.
Women might care, but they don't care enough to let it stop them from doing what they want to do. So if they want to pursue that man or if they want to be engaged by that man, they will still continue that. Whereas a man, it would stop him proceeding.
That might not be right.
That's just
I feel that women obviously mature a lot better than women. And I think they're able to deal with those kind of situations where us as men, our immaturity will stop us from seeking that love because we can't get past that small.
I think there's more maturity. Yeah, maturity. I agree with that. Men are immature.
All right, there's a few comments that I do need to read out, and I love the fact that people are actually having a conversation within the stream. I'm trying to not kind of get into the middle of that, but I want to try and get some important content out there. Right, Emma has just said, just to expand on what I said earlier about the 3 women, Emma is one of them, that is a lie, Marlon. Women do care and become very paranoid, or may become paranoid of your high numbers. Siobhan Louisa said, no woman wants a dog, they want a real man. Numbers do matter to us. Rihanna said, are you a woman though, Marlon? Do you...
because I said that.
Let me finish.
Do you know how many STDs are out there?
Thank you.
Nick, are you bringing your test results to the table? Yeah? Very personal. Anne-Marie has said, women do care about men's sexual partners, but it is more acceptable for men to have higher numbers than women. All right? So they pretty much said that that's standard.
Can I just say on that, yeah? I'm sorry that the world is like that, but it just is how it is. Yeah, it just is how it is. Men get away with more. I'm sorry, women. It's just how it is, okay?
Okay. And Michelle has actually asked, is it the people you potentially know, and I think this might have been going back to Darren's point, or just a number of people in general?
That's my point to say.
I think when he was talking about, the local thing, earlier.
No, okay, so what I was saying is, if you're with a woman and she's had a high number of partners back in the past, if you're in an area of the world where you're not going to have to deal with that you're not going to have to deal with that at all. But it's going to hold on one second. Hold on. It's going to be easier for you to accept because you're not going to have to necessarily deal with that in terms of guys, or you're seeing a guy. You're on the road and you're seeing a guy that's being your missus. If I'm in an area where my missus has slept with one bag of man and it's in my face and I know it, of course it's going to be more difficult for me to take.
But it doesn't matter because you still know that.
You can't tell me.
I can tell you that.
There's a big difference.
I'll tell you why. Could you still know that Tyrone from Ends has bust on her face and all them? You know.
Oh man!
You still have to Tyrone. Whether or not you see him on a day-to-day basis, you still know in your heart.
You don't know that Tyrone done that.
Exactly. Come on, listen. At the end of the day,
this is like 50 man, yeah?
At the end of the day, yeah, it's all about what you see in it. I'm not necessarily gonna, because I'm not gonna ask, who have you slept with?
But
give me names and give me details of who you've slept with.
Or what he did.
But exactly. But if I'm in an area and guys are approaching her or speaking to her or and obviously I'm going to ask, so who's that? And then what are you going to tell me? Oh, nobody. Of course not. I'm going to know who's that. So therefore, of course, it's going to matter. It's going to matter.
I'm with that.
Like I said, I do think if you had high numbers, you can get to a point in your life where you're no longer
maturity
like that, and you're mature. However, it's about whether you allow that person to be in your life from the get go. That's what it's about.
For me, it doesn't matter where I am. Numbers are numbers, in it. All this, like, if you're away from it, then it doesn't matter. To me, that's just your insecurity that you don't be faced with a problem that you know it exists. You can't run from that problem. If she's promiscuous or she's been that way, then she will always be that way. No. Sorry, she will always have that history. So you can't just run away from that problem.
No, because but that's sexist, because what we're saying is that if I've slept with 50 women, am I never to be like? Because it almost sounds like they can't be trusted. Like
I'm saying that you can't take that away. You can't take away those 50 women that you've been with.
But the difference is, you will not have to face that on a day-to-day basis if you're in an area where she has done that.
But just running away, you can know that she's done it. My thing isn't the fact that I'm going to face people when it's happened. My issue is the fact that she's done it in the first place. I don't care where we are. The fact that she's done it is my issue. I don't care. Yeah. I don't care about facing people. I know that she's had sex before. So if I bump into someone, it isn't a shock to me. Oh, that you've had sex with this guy, because it's happened.
Why can't you guys? I just don't get you. Why can't no one be mature enough just to look past it? Ain't it about from meeting point onwards?
But it's about to what extent?
Men are very proud.
Exactly.
Men are very proud people.
Very good point.
Yeah.
Very good point.
So you're not, and we're quite possessive in some respects. So you're not going to want to know that everyone has been with your woman, or this person and that person has been with your woman. So if you don't know that, which I kind of do see what I was saying to a point, if you're not faced with that, then
it's not an issue.
It isn't a major issue for you. But for me, I would just rather not have that issue anywhere that I go.
So it's about your ego.
That's
all it is then, yeah?
This is why I said to you, this is why, even though I was all making jokes out of it and saying you should lie and stuff like that, the problem is that it's not the women's fault. The women shouldn't have to do anything. They shouldn't have to lie about anything. But men aren't mature enough. A lot of men, they're not mature enough to handle the answer. Which is why, personally, I know that I'm probably not that mature, which won't be asked. I try and keep away from that whole subject. I kind of wait until until it's comfortable and it just naturally comes out. I don't really say, how many people have you been with or anything like that. I'm saying just to give your relationship or to give the situation a chance. Just understand that men are quite immature at times, and these things come out.
Question. Why is it deemed immature if a man doesn't want to have a woman who slept with a high amount of people?
Because the amount of people that you slept with doesn't determine the type of person who you are.
No. Correct. 100% correct. 100% correct.
No. So if I've been to jail 5 times, and a woman doesn't want to be with me, I must accept that.
But you may have learned from going to jail 5 times.
It doesn't matter. But it's still
no. But what he said
on my CV.
But the same thing counts for that woman who's judging you.
What he said is that you are able to change. And the same way you are able to change after going to jail 5 times, the woman is able to change.
Yeah, but society
she wouldn't want to be with.
Society wouldn't deem that woman immature if she decided she didn't want to be with a man who's been to jail 5 times.
Like Nick said just now, we don't make the rules.
Yeah.
Alright, listen, I need to take it to some of the comments. There's a massive conversation going on within the stream, which is dope. We love that. Right, let me just try and pick out a few. D has said, D Alicia, the world is too small. I'm sure we all know that by now. Corey has said, question. Don't know if this is going to get answered, Corey. 1 second. Have any of you grown folk slept with the same person as your friends? 1 second, I'm just going to pan.
Not that I know of, no.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, listen, question answered. Right, Emma has said, sorry. Leanne has said, men are immature and clearly more insecure. I think the things men fixate on are related more to sex because they have testosterone and alpha issues. Women do care but are emotionally available. This is a long one.
That's a very good point.
And so we'll attempt to see and be more willing to see the person behind the number. All right? There is more to that, but we kind of get that point.
But hold on 1 second. So then, based on that, does it make a man immature if a man, because we're wired differently. The female and the male species are wired differently, like the commenters just said. Does that then make the male immature if we decide, you know what?
Does, Steve.
I don't personally think it does.
Because I think if our egos moved out of the way, we will be able to accept some of these things.
A lot more things.
A lot more things easier. I don't think I'm mature enough to deal with my woman having 50 men. Like, I don't think I'm mature enough to deal with that. But at the same time, if another man was able to do that, I'll respect him and say, listen, hats off to you, bro. You are mature enough to deal with that.
Can I spin it? I'm going to put one massive question on this, yeah? It's quite a massive question, and again, this is hypothetical for everyone in the stream. If your wife, partner, girlfriend turned around to you now after years of successful relationship and said, I had 50 sexual partners, what would you do?
I love you, babes. That's what I would say.
I'm
Because
too
that's
deep.
what I said, I'm too deep.
I'm too
That's
deep.
why I said lie.
Bruv, you guys have got some double standards, like triple standards inside.
There's nothing straight up. Can I speak?
We can't.
I am 10 or 11 years in. I can't now allow that to affect me. I'm too far gone.
So you don't live by the rules, so you can't get
I've
over
already
it.
said I think it's immature.
Yeah, that would.
So you can't get over it.
It would be
Yeah.
ludicrous.
Of course they can. That's why you should lie until they're in love.
Now that would be sorry, Spray. That would be immature. Like for me to then say, turn around and say, do you know what? I can't be with you because you've had 50 partners in the past. Although we've now forged a successful partnership, that will be immature. What I'm saying is, and what I'm saying before is, it's about whether you allow that person to be, whether you give that person the opportunity, knowing their past from the get-go. Yeah. If I don't know the past and I'm cool, we're in love, we're happy, we've got a family, blah blah blah, and then all of a sudden it gets springed on me however many years down the line, and I say, oh, you know what? No, that's it, done. That's immaturity. That's immaturity.
For me, the issue wouldn't be the fact that she's now slept with 50 guys. The issue would be that she's lied to me for X amount of years, and that would be my issue.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't break up with her because of the men. I'll break up with her because of the lie.
But either way, so you're definitely breaking up.
No, I'm not definitely breaking up. It depends on circumstance, but the lie would hurt more, and it would make me kind of doubt and distrust. What I would just like to add, women. Sorry, I said this earlier, but it got cut off. Women, it is said, forge their numbers. So they say that they whatever number they have, they divide it by 3. I want to know whether that's true, and if it is true, would you keep that line with you, or do you not count certain people, like one quick encounter, a guy that busts too quick? Do those people get counted, or how do we do this? Is it just people that you're seeing? Do you count boyfriends? So I've got 2 questions.
If it goes in, it's counts.
Have any of the rest of you ever lied about your number?
Nope.
Is it just cheap?
Yeah, but the thing, you know what it was? I didn't really lie. Like, I lied, but I kept. I would mention, oh yeah, I used to see that person or whatnot. So then you knew.
adding them.
Yeah, so basically, I didn't want to lie. I didn't want to lie like that. I wanted to be as truthful as possible, but I just thought I'd throw it in there and just throwing them out there so that you know it's more than the original number.
Guys lied about it.
Do you
know what? For me and my missus, it's never really been
an issue.
Yeah,
that's my point.
I've never really sat down with her and said, oh, so how many people have you slept with? Or she's never really sat down and said, how many people have you slept? Because it's never really. I think you can kind of.
Bet you will today.
You can no. I think you can kind of ascertain
How
the
she is.
person and how they are.
Agreed.
If you look at her, the way she is, the way she carries herself, the people she hangs around with, her circle, you can kind of tell whether she could be loose or whether. Do you know what I mean?
I understand what you're trying to say,
But
I asked from the get-go, and I just want to know.
Yeah,
So for me, I'm just the kind of person that from very early on in the relationship, I get that question popping.
I don't ask, like lately. I say lately. I don't really find that's a question that still comes up. I don't feel like I'm asked that often, and I generally don't say that. I ask that question that often. If anything, I'll probably go on more what Darren is saying, and I just kind of get a feel for the type of person that that they are.
You know what? In all honesty, like I hear what you lot are saying, but I think that really what you need to understand is like she could have children. As long as she has children, she could just say, just like whatever, the past is the past. As long as those numbers aren't falling into the time in which I've been with you, then it's all good.
And I just think the real problem, men are just immature, and that's why I say like, that's why I say men, that's why you should lie, because men are
immature, and then once they fall in love, and once they get to know
You can't keep saying this is immature and then say.
No, I'm not saying just not a serious one, but just don't make it as important as it is. That's what I'm saying. Don't make it that important. Just carry on and enjoy yourselves and live life together, man. Damn, everyone's so caught up on numbers.
Oh, everyone's saying that the sound's gone. 1 second. Tell us if we're back, please. All right, it's back. Continue.
Yeah, no, I think it's easy to say, men are just immature. I don't think it's necessarily the case. I think we're wired differently. Like one of the viewers said, I think that what women look for in a man and what a woman looks for in a woman is two totally different things. And we are very proud. We're a very proud species. And the fact that another man or numerous men could have been with your partner isn't something that we want. I do feel like women, and this might sound like a bit of a generalization, but generally I feel like women are more accepting of their guy sleeping with a certain amount of numbers than a man is of their woman sleeping with a certain number. So I don't think it's necessarily maturity or immaturity.
All right, listen, I need to take a few more comments and then we're going to have to wrap this one up, guys. It's obviously been a good one. Yeah, you're covering the mic. I'm sorry, guys. Listen, it's hard holding your hand in a certain position for a long time. So that sounds a bit wrong. Right. We are getting a lot of questions, which I'm trying to obviously keep up with. Right, Daniel said they do matter, but they shouldn't be deciding factor. Men can't ask me questions like that. I don't need to lie. That's stupid. And I ain't asking you. That's not my interest, because if you're with me, I'm your last. Ooh. Listen, I like that.
That's a great.
I like that.
That's a great mentality. I like that.
That means you had one boyfriend then.
Right, Ryan has said, have you ever been out and seen a girl you've had sex with while she's there with her man? How would you handle it if it happened to your chick while you was with her?
I wouldn't roll up.
I don't understand.
I wouldn't
I'm not
approach
talking to
it.
her.
Yeah, I
I say
wouldn't
hello.
approach
I
her.
might nod or
As
smile, and I'll go.
You don't go any further than hello. Like, I'm not trying to make the guy feel uncomfortable. I'm trying to make her feel uncomfortable. I don't think I've been in that circumstance before. I can't think off the top of my head, but I wouldn't make it known at all.
I personally think, at this day and age, I think Marlon touched on it, it's not the sort of question that I would imagine, obviously, married now, but a question that you'd be asking. Yeah. Or I wouldn't even expect to be asked.
Yeah, don't want to know.
And the way that my memory is, I probably couldn't pluck off an honest and very, very accurate number. I'll give you a ballpark figure. But listen, on that note, let's start wrapping it up. I want to obviously take the last thoughts, final thoughts of all the guys on the table. Nick?
In terms of numbers, I think numbers do matter to me, personally. I don't think it determines you as a person, and I don't think it's something that you should be judged on. But for me, I wouldn't, want to be with anyone that's got too much baggage, because I don't want to be one of many. I want to be your one.
Oh my God.
Oh, 1 second. Process cheese.
Just my thoughts.
My thing is, I don't think the numbers are as important as they once used to be, but at the same time, I don't want them to be some stupid number where you can't even count it.
Oh yeah.
No, actually, I was wrong. But what G's saying about lying, don't lie. Don't do that shit, because when that shit comes out, because it always does, when that shit comes out, more than likely that's gonna be what kills us. So don't do that.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to agree with Rick that you can't be telling lies. Lies is not acceptable, and like Rick said, that's likely to end the relationship. But for me, numbers, even if I was single now, I'm obviously not, but if I was single now, numbers me would have an influence on how I felt about someone initially. Obviously, if I found a number that late, which is not unlikely for me, because I'm the kind of person that will ask very early, I don't want to hear crazy numbers that is a put off to me. But for me, it doesn't make a person, it doesn't make you a hoe or anything like that. Like I said, there are many circumstances that lead to women having huge numbers and men having huge numbers. And I think that, with that being said, just be who you are and continue that way.
But stay safe. Yeah, okay, to be honest with you, okay, maybe lying was a bit harsh, but I think in saying that, I was only trying to say, just don't make it such a big situation. It's not that big a deal. No one doesn't really care that much about the numbers. Like, don't focus on it and just try and enjoy each other's company. That's the main thing I'm trying to say, really. But like I said, men are immature. I'm saying men are immature at the same time. So it's like, you have to. I'm saying you should lie, but I'm saying just don't put that much effort on it, because at the end of the day, when you do, that's when it becomes a big problem for men. So if you're not gonna lie, then just don't mention it that much.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go based on what I said in the whole entire discussion. For me, huge numbers are a problem at the beginning. I don't know if I'll be prepared to give somebody the opportunity, but at the same time, I know it doesn't make it, like the whole mentioning of a hoe, I don't particularly like that or agree with that. Like everybody said here, circumstances could lead to higher numbers. What I would say is, women, respect yourself. Men, respect yourself. If you don't see any future with that person, then think about, do you need to be sleeping with them? Simple as that.
Okay, and obviously for myself, I will obviously say that I personally don't care too much about what your number is, but once you're with me, that number does not increase. And you better remember what that number is, because when I ask you in 5, 10 and 20 years time, that number better be the same. Because like everyone said as well, the lies are not acceptable, but I'm not too interested in your past. It's really about what you're doing with me going forward. And Nick wanted to say one last thing before we go out.
Nick always does.
No, just on behalf of me and the grown-ass men, I just want to apologise to anyone that we may have offended with anything that we said. It's not cause to offend, it's just grown-ass men talking, drinking and sharing our thoughts. And thank you to everyone that's watched.
Yeah, and again, thanks to everyone in the stream. I'm sorry that I can't read out all your comments. I get cussed after. They go quickly, and obviously while you guys are having conversation, which we encourage, it is hard to kind of keep up and keep it relevant for the time that I actually say it.
Do you know what we're going to do, because today was a bit stop-starty? We'll basically go to those comments that we haven't answered, and after this, we'll reply and respond.
All right, thanks a lot, guys. Listen, we're out.
Yeah.